So my senior year of high school, I was tricked into participating in a musical by a combination of red hair and guilt and what I now know to be flirting. I was just in the wrong hallway at the wrong time. I ran into one of my friends, Beth Ola. Oh my God, Dustin, thank God you're here, okay? I need somebody to dance with me in this scene in our musical or else I can't be in it, okay? And because the director, they need 8 dancers to find 8 suckers to, I mean 8 partners to be with us for this one scene. And it would only be 2 rehearsals and then 1 show and it's only 3 minutes long. Can you please help me, please, okay? Or else I won't be able to do this. And besides, it might be a little fun. Anything goes. Yeah, I rocked my 3 minutes, okay? There were 7 other suckers, but I was the best sucker, all right? But my future Tony Award aside, the story is not about the musical, it is about the cast party afterwards. And now I was not a theater geek per se, but I am not going to turn down a party with girls without parents, all right? That didn't normally happen in the cross-country circles that I ran in. And those are figurative and literal circles. So my buddy Todd and I went to this guy's party named Joe Titlow, okay? And that's, in case you're wondering, yes, that's his real name. Yes, he does have a sister, and yes, I feel sorry for what she had to go through growing up. But I did not know anybody else there. In fact, Todd was the only person there that was not a sophomore or a freshman. And I was a senior here. This is 1993, up in the suburbs of Philly. So anyway, this story is more about this girl, Lori Ann Ullman, okay? Or Lori Ann Miller, excuse me. And she was a freshman, so she was recently indoctrinated into the girls in my head. And she had legs, like long legs, and like wore shorts that I swear every day of high school they must have came out with the ruler just to make sure she was allowed to wear them. Like that was, and also she had this curly brown hair, a lot like Penelope Ann Miller, which leads me to believe that her name wasn't actually Lori Ann Miller and I crossed my streams somewhere. Anyway, yeah, as fate would have it, I wound up alone with her for 3 hours in the middle of the night, which is my go time, okay? And like the girls, I don't know where the other girls were at the party. There was occasional squealing and shrieking and laughing downstairs. And the guys had all gone into Joe's room to, I don't know what they were doing, but every 20 minutes somebody would yell, "Oh, I died of dysentery." So I was not going in there, all right? And I was just, I mean, it was a great conversation, and honestly, you know, just talking to this girl, this was a time in my life before alcohol, before sex, when other things mattered, okay? and just this mere conversation was going to get me and my unhealthy mind through the last 3 months of my tenure at high school. So, but this entire time, there was a voice in my head going, "Ask her out. Ask her out." Okay, Dustin, you freaking wuss. That's Dustin and wuss. Ask her to freak out. Come on, what are you doing? So just before I asked her out, or so I tell myself this now to make me feel better, Teresa and a different Beth came barging in. Okay, these are 2 of my sister's dorky theater friends, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's snowing, guys! It's snowing! You gotta come outside! You gotta come outside!" I'm like, no, it's not. It's not snowing. It's not. Okay, well maybe it's snowing, but who cares? I mean, it just snowed. It snows here all the time. Just last month. It'll probably snow next week, except it was late March, so it probably won't. So, oh crap. And there she goes. There she went outside to make snow angels, which I had no interest in. And there was another voice. "So, did you ask her out?" This was Teresa's voice, okay? And she was mocking me, obviously. "Shut up. No, okay? Because you know, she has a boyfriend at St. John's." Seriously? Now, ladies, is this something that you find funny? You amuse yourself by doing this to us guys, you know, batting around the penguin and whatnot, okay? I used to be a nice guy. I really did. And then, I mean, even that night, I asked her, like, "Hey, where'd you get your rings?" And she's, "Oh, my grandfather gave them to me." All right. Okay, hey, what do you like to do on the weekend? Okay, how does a boyfriend not come up? So, Yes, I apologize to you all now, but yeah, that is the night I started to hate women, okay? I never had a shot, anybody. Anyway, so I'm pissed. I go downstairs. I don't need to go out and make snow angels, and I certainly don't need to go in Joe's bedroom and find out what's going on in there. So I crash on the floor, and then the next day, really about an hour and a half later, I wake up to people screaming and outside in the snow, and I look outside, and if somebody knew that it was going to snow 36 inches, they didn't tell me, okay? Because I don't know how I planned on getting home, but it wasn't happening. So I lived back in Bridgeport, which was 5 miles away. Everybody else lived in King of Prussia, and they walked home, but I was ill-equipped, nor did I feel like walking 5 miles through 3 feet of snow. So, with everybody else gone, I just kind of turned to Joe. Hey, Joe, right? Can I hang out here? Actually, I was going to go to Kevin's to go sledding. Do you want to come? Sure. And even if I didn't, sure, you know, what else was I going to do? So we went sledding for what turned out to be a 10-hour day of sledding. We crashed on his floor along with this guy named Mike, the Varga twins, and this guy we called Kenny G because he just looks like he plays the saxophone. And then we wound up, yeah, no girls because there were parents there. And we woke up and, you know, everybody else went back about their way and the roads were still impassable unless you had oil or milk for some reason. And it was me and Joe, and you know, and meanwhile we had both lied to our parents about what we were doing. Like my mom thought that I was in a party where no girls were. His mom didn't even know that people were coming over, but she couldn't get back home. So I'm like, so now what? And like the great guy he is, he took me in like a lost puppy, okay? Because I had nowhere else to go. And we actually had a great weekend. We wound up playing Mastermind and Oregon Trail, which is what that was. And we went to Angelo's Pizza, which how the heck did they find themselves open? Like, I will never to this day question the work ethic of the Italian American, all right? That was impressive. On the way home, we even stopped by a creek, and I'm like, you know what, let me see if I can break the ice with my foot, and I did, but that was one of the 5 dumbest things I've ever thought, you know, hey, let me see if I can, anyway, it even took me 5 or 6 tries, but we made it back home, and finally, the snow stopped, the roads were clear, I was able to go home. Joe and I, however, stayed in touch for the next couple of weeks, or next couple of months of my high school. And even over the summer, we started playing beach volleyball at our friend Vicky's house. We went up digging a beach volleyball court. And then I went bowling with him and Mike and Kevin. In fact, we went bowling 17 days in a row over the summer. I'm not bragging, I'm just saying. And then I went to college, but when I came back, I would always hang out with the 3 of them every New Year's Eve. In fact, we flew over to Scotland for the Y2K New Year's Eve, and then we each got married, and I was in Kevin's wedding, and then I was in Joe's wedding, and then I was in Kevin's second wedding. And when I got married last year or 2 years ago, I mean, guess who my best man was? No, it was Mike. But Joe and Kevin were right there, and to this day, when people ask me who my best friend is, I say Mike, Joe, and Kevin without missing a beat. And so, though things didn't work out with whatever that girl's name was, this, I mean, cross-section of events happening, me being in a musical, and the snowstorm of the century, you know, you just taught me that you never know when you're going to meet your best friend. Thank you.